Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. So, now that we've built a bunch of power plants, let's electrify the street lights. Shazam. I don't care if you think you'll be unprofitable. You're profitable. You just don't know it yet. Very silly. Wow, this has really spiked standard of living. Excellent. Look at all these loyalists. Everyone's so pleased. Everyone's so happy to live in my awesome country. Anything I want to do with all... Why is my... Oh, stupid... Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here! What's this guy's name? Théodore Lagagne. Ooh, that doesn't work at all. Oh, these are the industrialists. Oh, wow. Okay, so I could still form a government without the armed forces, but it would actually be less legitimate than what I've currently got. On the other hand, I could bring in the intelligentsia, who've got a humanitarian in charge. Maybe I'll do that. Ooh. I could put women in the workplace. Let's do that. Some folks are going to be mad, but it is what it is. I could, and no one will oppose? No one will oppose. Beautiful. Women's rights, engage! Alright, so, now, what have I... I've created huge electricity shortages. Just as Jesus intended. Okay, where am I short of electricity? Oh, everywhere. Beautiful. Nailed it. Okay. Let's take a quick look. Actually, let's slow things down here. Let's take a look at the price comparison in all these areas. Okay. Provence. 6 power plants. So they're just not producing. Normandy, same deal. But they will be soon. Are they going up? Yes, they're going up. Alright, so I just need to keep an eye on all this. Basic power plants produce 25 electricity per level now, I think. Yes, they sure do. So I can estimate how much the demand's going to be. Well, first of all, I can just build... I can electrify the Empire. I don't need to worry that much about it. Alright, actually, so most places have it already. Alright, so, from here... Places which are still... Okay, so some of these places are going to be... Oh, I'm in transportation. Pete's sake. Okay, here's where I want to be. Okay, and here's levels. Alright. Wow, that was top tier gameplay right there. Alright, so I need a couple more levels. I need a lot more levels in Normandy. Let me see. Yeah, 10. Few out here in various areas. Power plants build a lot faster than they used to be, which is nice. I'd forgotten about that. We're going to do 5 levels here. Just 1 more here. We're good in the French Low Countries. We're good in Picardy. We're going to need, like, 15 in Alsace-Lorraine for the moment. Wait, we don't need any more in Poitou-Saintonge. We're good here. Auvergne-Limousin, we need 2 more. Brittany, we need 2 more. Burgundy, we need 7 more. Really 8. Treaty offer from the United States? Heck yes. Champagne is good. Franche-Comté is good. Lorraine is good. Aquitaine needs a couple more. And then Ile-de-France needs a bunch. We'll put 20 in. And then a lot of places that have just a small amount of electricity demand We'll build one power plant each to make sure those places can meet that demand. That's going to bring standards of living up. And then we'll all be in happy times elsewhere. René needs a few more. We're going to power the Empire, friends. That's how we're going to do it. And it's not going to be particularly profitable, but it is going to spike standard of living. Oh, these are places that are outside the country. Well, that's fine. I'd be more than happy to own the power infrastructure everywhere I have the right to build. Nice. We're doing it, friends. Alright, and then a bunch of places where I don't need them. Alright, beautiful. Trade privileges for trade privileges. United States, I would be delighted with that. I already have free trade, so it's no big deal for me. Alright. Liberty desire of Egypt is going down for now, and the fact that I'm improving relations is making it better. Who's stalling my... No! What? Animist rights movement. Get out of here. Alright, so I've got a mandate. I actually think foreign investment I might not need any more of. Reduce cost for nationalization might be nice, but I don't nationalize. So let's add in something else. And I think because we're rushing to the first position, I'm gonna grab advanced research. Advanced research is just gonna provide a huge bonus, a huge benefit over a long period of time. Ooh, I can get Spain in the power block. 40% chance if I offer to owe them an obligation. Let's do it. Join me. Declined. Oh, sad panda. Well, we'll start improving relations again. That's no big deal. Alright. Skyscraper site identified. Our architects and engineers have identified Paris and Ile-de-France as the optimal site to begin the construction of a skyscraper. Gentlemen, we are going to erect the tallest building in the world. The foundation alone will need hundreds of men, more if they will not work 12-hour shifts. Every day we will need to transport thousands of bags of cement into the heart of a metropolis. We must secure an immense quantity of steel that must, like Atlas, hold the weight of the whole world. The task ahead of us is monumental. Lay the foundation. And we'll go ahead and build ourselves a skyscraper. I'm going to put that at the top of the queue. Our options are Bureaucratic Nexus for 25% government admin throughput, or Trade Nexus for extra trade capacity and trade advantage. I'm going to do the government throughput. Industrialists petition government. Théodore Lagagné, the ever-efficacious leader of the industrialists, has approached the government with a plan to enact landed voting. A successful enactment is certain to contribute to his reputation as an effective politician. A word, please. The minister, halfway out the door, startled at the sound. A man stood in the doorway, bearing a leather-bound dossier. Lagagné, he knew. His appearance was unmistakable. Yes, of course, he said. Should I? Lagagné gave a nod and handed over the folder. At least 100 pages, judging by the weight. I'm looking to raise the first draft tomorrow, he said. I would be honored to have your support. I don't want to go to landed voting from a non-voting system. I don't want to go to a voting system from a non-voting system with us working on anocracy, least of all landed voting, which is terrible. We'll see what we can do, we'll do it. Offer them right of assembly as a compromise, or they must understand the present situation does not allow for this. Reduce legitimacy and industrial salty. I'm going to offer them right of assembly as a compromise. If it runs out of time, it's not the end of the world. It'll only be minus 15 if they run out of time, and they're generally very happy. They will try to overthrow the government, but we'll see what happens. Boiler explosion. A factory in Tunisia has been rocked by a tremendous boiler explosion, with dozens dead or injured. The story of this tragedy has quickly become a national event. The scalding steam rushed out of the burst boiler and into the faces of the men on the shop floor. If the blast itself or the flying debris didn't get them, then the steam surely did. These events are simply the price of progress. Stronger industrialists, lower stardom pops become more radical. Workers should not be exploited and forced into such conditions. Trade unionists stronger and happier. 5% of upper stardom pops in Tunisia become more radical. Or, machines are dangerous. Industry itself is a cancer. Rural folk stronger and happier. Middle stardom pops become more radical. I'm going to do the first one. because I want strong industrialists. Alright. What? A Norwegian socialist revolt? How could this happen? Norway. Are you okay, buddy? It's okay. They got this. They're in the hands of Sweden, who's very. What flag is this? Constitutional monarchy. Curious. Well, anyway, that's not my business. Sweden's got it handled. Sweden's got it handled, and that's the best we can hope for. Now there will come a time when Greece will be able to be my subject, but not yet. Not yet. I mean, I could theoretically do it right now, but I'm not going to. Now, are you three are all one state. I would like to add those countries to Sardinia-Piedmont, but an event. Newspaper offers support. The editor of the French Tribune has come forward and offered to support the women in the workplace law if we help them out with some funding. Having articles written in support of it day in and day out obviously is a boon. The true advantage, though, is not having articles written against it. Too expensive, reduced enactment chance, or this is great. Costs a barrel full of money, but extra enactment chance. I'm going to do the second one. I would love to increase my enactment chance. That would be wonderful. I would be delighted with that outcome. Because the sooner we can do this, the sooner we can give people the right of assembly, and that's going to get the industrialists off our backs. See, now that I'm doing this, now that I'm thinking about going this way, I'm also thinking about, like, well, if I provoke Austria into fighting me over Morocco, I could seize Lombardy, South Tyrol, and Venice for Piedmont, and then Piedmont would become an alternate Italy to the Italy that's brewing in the south of Italy. And that would be fun. I would be delighted with that outcome. I've got so much cash that I don't know what to do with it all. I don't seem to be able to spend it within any time frame that could possibly drain my reserves. So unbelievably enormous is my construction capacity. That I'm just waiting and chilling here and letting my infamy go down, and otherwise just vibing. I've never vibed harder than I'm vibing today. Any other places I can colonize in here? Ooh, I have some colonization options. Yes, haha, yes. Where? Oh, French Equatorial. Well, they'll sort themselves out. They'll sort themselves out once they've got some land. Papua New Guinea is, of course, continuing to colonize. Some of these islands are going real slow, which is a little bit of a surprise, I suppose. But it is what it is. Can I get Haiti into my power block? They're already in a power block? They're funnel lined. Why am I not seeing? I should be able to see. They're not part of any power block. 54% unclaimed leverage. Let's draft a treaty. I have investment rights here. What can I build? What can I build that would be profitable? Not a lot, it turns out. Anything useful? Could build an arts academy. Wow. Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to worry too much about this. Bureaucratic imbroglio, a stall event. Lawmakers working towards the enactment of women in the workplace have found themselves mired in a particularly complex set of bureaucratic proceedings, grinding the work towards reform to a near halt. The fully developed bureaucratic apparatus compares with other organizations exactly as does the machine with the non-mechanical modes of production. That is to say, the teeth of its individual gears meet in a chord, or its gears will gnash and churn until it eventually breaks. Damn this labyrinthine legal system, extra enactment time, reduce enactment success chance, or cut through at least some of the red tape. Bureaucrats in Ile-de-France become more radical, and we lose some bureaucracy, but enactment chance doesn't go down, only enactment time. Cut through at least some of the red tape. And by that I mean time is going to go up. It's going to enact slower rather than faster. I'm eating into my my radicals and loyalists. I wish the devs would fix this display issue, but it seems like it's not working. French Expeditionary Force is low in organization. Oh, we lost our man here. So, we'll give this guy a large promotion, and then we'll bring in someone new. Ooh, this guy's an Orleanist and an innovative defensive strategist. Let's bring him in. Excellent. I'm feeling very pleased now. Up to 12% stall chance. Yeah, the Sunni rights movement is also against putting women in the workplace. But we should, with effective management, we should be able to overcome the resistance and give women the right to work. On the other hand, what if I bought some of Morocco? Nah, all their chances are really low. I think I can get everything without going over 50. So I'm gonna do it. I don't think USA will step in. These other two countries, it'll be fine. I can take them. Alright, so go ahead and add my other Wargles, Fez, Marrakesh, and my conquer of Al Rif, which I'm going to conquer for me. There we go. Oh, it's going to be a little bit more to put them into the primary. Well, here's what I'll do. I'll put the secondary ones into the primary. I'll leave Al Rif out so that maybe they'll surrender, and then if they do, then we'll just snag the rest of the country. And if someone decides to fight me about it, then we'll have a fight. I've got a huge... Sweden's mad. Yeah, Ottoman Empire is definitely going to go for it, which is fine. I can take the Ottoman Empire in a fight. I can take the Ottoman Empire in a fight, right? Sweden damaging relations. Well, Sweden, how could you do this? How could you possibly? I can't believe this. Ottoman Empire and her puppets have chosen to side against me, which is fine. Alright, so let's mobilize the whole force. French Expeditionary Force will send here. We'll put the army of East Africa here. The army of West Africa here. That should be everything. Maybe I'll send the... No, I'll leave the armies of Northern France and Southern France in France. And then we'll put our fleets in the Mediterranean to cut off Ottoman trade. And if Austria decides to get scrappy too, then we'll reorient. But this will be fine, I think. I might even be able to snag Tripolitania. Let me see, I've only got 29 maneuvers left. What would it take to get a transfer subject war goal for Tripolitania? Oh, I don't have enough maneuvers. That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. I'm getting what I want. Everything's gonna be great. I'm fully capable of achieving that which I wish to achieve under these circumstances. Let's take a look at missions. We got a blockading. Oh, law debate failed. Tragic. So we're blockading. Let's do raiding convoys. Hey, improved fertilizers. Wonderful. And then you're a mix of convoy raiding. Let's... Oh, no. We need to raid convoys. Okay, Morocco is embargoing me. Now, let's go ahead and... Come on. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. Let's go ahead and set our fertilizer plants to the improved fertilizers method. Swap all of our farms that we own directly over to the higher method. And that will balance our economy out and produce a whole mess more of grain, and that'll be better for our agricultural sector. Infamy is going down. It'll be going down further later. These force comparisons, they look like they're not great, but I think they're actually great. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Alright. Well, alright. I'm gonna need to try hard this thing. So we'll raise our conscripts now. Goal I think is gonna be to knock Morocco I think I'm going to send the army of southern France to Morocco front. I think knocking the Ottoman Empire out of the war is still a reasonable path to doing this. Let's throw some conscripts into these armies. We'll do 50... Oh, I did 60. Well, that's fine. 30... We'll do 40... and 10. And then, I think for the army of northern France, we'll simply do the same. $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60. $10, $20, $30, $40. And 10. And then we'll raise those conscripts, and then we'll be just fine. We're actually almost, our infamy is almost decayed back to Midland. So this shouldn't be a problem. And I feel very confident in our ability to win battles on all these fronts. Just gonna make sure the army of northern France is in northern France, where they're supposed to be. Got conscripts raised. Ooh, actually. Army of Southern France needs some promotions for its leaders. All these guys are pretty old. So let's grab someone new. Let me see. Cautious, Bonapartist, Cautious Orleanist. He'll be good. We'll give you a couple of promotions just to make sure we've got the capacity. We're not currently building. I could raise more conscripts into these other armies. I think that might be the play. So let's do it. Two arms. Army of West Africa. We'll do 30, 20, and 5. Although we're just kind of guessing, because some of these areas don't have that much capacity. What does that put us at? 24, 26, and 30, and then we'll just max out the whole rest of this area, and that will have to be sufficient. Actually, that gets us almost there. And we'll do a couple more in Sud Cameroon. Alright, naval invasion where? French Low Countries? Alright, that's fine, I've got an army there. That shouldn't be a problem. Actually, let's move our fleets somewhere a little bit more productive now that we're not just only fighting the Ottomans. I'll leave the Mediterranean Squadron there, But I'll put my fleets in the English Channel to prevent invasion. And that'll be just fine. Army of East Africa, we'll throw some conscripts in. We'll just raise as many infantry as we can. Did I get the Army of West Africa raising their conscripts? I did not. Let me make sure I hit that button. And that will be good to go. Yep, we're winning over there. We are winning over here. We are winning over here. And we are winning over here. So we're pressing forward on all fronts. Infamy is down. We're still building a skyscraper. We're not building much else. I'm feeling very confident in terms of our ability to... Hey! Law debate success. Wonderful. In terms of our ability to defeat the United States in a war. I don't have a war goal against them, so they will be pushed out of the war sooner rather than later. Now, force comparison here doesn't look as good, but I think if I can win one more battle before overtaking that, before they get here... Oh, no, they are actually winning. Okay, so the USA has a significant... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, what is going on over here? Urgh. Do a promotion. The petite bourgeoisie demand the promotion of General Philippe I, touting its history of loyal and effective service. So many medals adorned his jacket that one could scarcely see the fabric beneath, but it was not yet enough. Chest puffed out with pride, the general smiled as he imagined the look on Oshagavia's face when the field marshal learned of his imminent ascension. Their rivalry was legendary among the officers. At last, he would have his due. Felice Toulon, he's a Democrat, an offensive planner, and an experienced defensive strategist, and charismatic. He's earned it. Okay, so somehow they snuck in over here, but we can stop them. Insubordinate jingoist. An officer in our African colonies has intentionally provoked a confrontation with Dar el-Kuti, despite instructions to keep the peace. We can either save face by going along with the officer's plot, or recall him, admit that we lost control of the situation, and upset our own jingoists. Never mind the missives of weak-minded fools in the capital. Everything I've accomplished during these campaigns was done in spite of the ministry, not because of it. We have no choice but to attack Dar el-Kuti. Tensions increase. Or recall the officer and end the madness. We lose prestige and the armed forces get mad. I can't really afford to have the armed forces be mad during the war, so we have no choice. I think I'm going to build a new army, friends. I think that's just the way of it. Army West Africa, I think we're low on org. Nope, it's a supply shortage. Alright, so, let's see. We'll call this the First French Expeditionary Force. And then we'll form a Second French Expeditionary Force. Set the mobilization methods to all of this good stuff. Throw a general in here. Let me see. Imposing traditionalist commander. That seems good. Cautious supply requisitions expert. That seems good. Ooh, meticulous mountain combat expert. That's very good. And he's a moderate. Oh my gosh. Big centrism time. And let's raise some units. Let me see. First Expeditionary Force is 80, 60, and 10. So we'll do the same for the second. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 10. Conscripts. Yeah, you know what? We'll throw in a fistful. 40, 30, and 10. 10, 20. Not that many. 20, 30, 40. And change. 10, 20, 30. And 10. This army's going to take a long time to really come online, but it's going to prove a very solid force. Are we winning in the ocean? We sure are. Guess we don't need you on blockade mode. Alright. And having another force in here will be very useful. We're still pressing forward on the Ottoman front. Excuse me, where is there a front that's not defended? Oh my gosh, these fronts got split. Bastards. This army needs to gain organization before they can go anywhere, so I'm not going to do anything with them. So unfortunately, this situation is going to be the case until these fronts merge. Now, let's take a look. Let's take a look at how things are going in this war. Ottoman Empire is losing support, but not as fast as I would like. I'm losing support, but I'm successfully defending because I'm holding Inner Morocco and some investment rights war goals against various targets. Tahiti. I'm holding Tahiti. But as long as I'm holding Western Sahara, Eastern Sahara, and Ait Abbas, which is up here. Okay, so as long as I'm holding North Africa, I'll be good to go. Wow, forced comparison here is pretty rough. What is going on with the Army of West Africa? Why is their organization so low? Supply shortage. Why is there supply shortage? Input goods shortage. What's short? Nothing. Alright, well, oh, you know what? It's a supply shortage in, no? I'm lost. I'm lost. I don't know why they're so low in strength. Wow. USA rivaling us. Dang. That's really extreme. USA, how could you do this? French Second Expeditionary Force, we're going to send to this front in Africa. They're going to stop gaining organization for a little while, but hopefully they'll continue to go up. I think we can continue to win this. We're doing a really extreme mobilization effort here, and obviously it's costing the government a pile of money, but I'm so full of money. Ooh, we're in consideration for the law change. Oh, okay, so these fronts have merged. So this army will continue to move in here because we need to take these territories so that we can win against Morocco. If we can get a hold of Al Rif, Morocco will lose war support protection and we'll be good to go over there. Ooh, actually, these two fronts have merged and now we're looking a lot better over here. So I'm feeling pretty pleased about that. Our main army is still pressing this way against the Ottoman Empire, and they are still gaining in strength. Obviously, we're going to be paying a bunch more. Let me see about military wages. Oh, please. Absolutely. Government wages, maybe? Yeah, why not? Extra authority? Absolutely. Now we're getting very silly. Let's throw a tax on fine art, shall we? We can do it. Hey, we made it up to position number 1. Excellent. And is our little man a king yet? Well, I mean, he's been a king, but he's not an adult yet. He's still only 13. Alright, well, this situation has been a little bit buck wild, but I feel like we have really, we've really made good progress. A stable supply of power. The recent expansion of power plants in Brittany has inspired faith in a future where all of the Kingdom of France is electrified. Tapping the power of the roaring rivers and waterfalls by transforming it into the power of a thunderstorm must be a sign that we are approaching the final stage of man's mastery of nature. Are we ready? Morally, intellectually, spiritually? It matters not. It is coming. Unlimited power, extra power plants throughput, or there must be other ways to produce electricity. Extra progress on steam turbine. You know I'm going for that progress on steam turbine. So I think from here we're just going to kind of continue until we hit the middle of the year, and then we'll be good to go, because at that point, I will need to put a pin in the episode. And there is the skyscraper event. Wonderful. Touching the sky. Construction of the Paris skyscraper in Ile-de-France is complete. The first building of its type in the world, it dominates the skyline and inspires all who gaze upon it. my skyscraper would not have been possible without the hard work and grit of the thousands of people who dedicated themselves to its construction. Of course, as chief architect, I had perhaps the more impact than most. I might even say the lion's share of the credit is mine. In fact, this pinnacle of human achievement, this new Babel, was born entirely from the machinations of my mind. Look upon my works, all ye mighty, in despair. French architecture is second to none. 75 bonus prestige. Heck yes. Alright, that is all the time we've got for this episode, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.